Let's do this, y'all. Welcome back to my second part of the Tobermory vlog. Today we're going to visit the Flowerpot Island and we're going to see some hikes around that area. So these clips are from when we were about to board our cruise to the island because there's no other way and there's only two companies that take you there. And I'll put the links of those in the description box and where you can find how to book your cruise to Flowerpot Island. And we were boarding our cruise, which was through Blue Anchor Cruise, I believe. This is me on board. Stop, well, not actually a stop, but this was on the way to the Flowerpot Island, where they show you around the water body where a lot of ships actually drown, and they show you the ships underwater. So you're just going to see them here, the shipwreckage. Yeah, and this was really fascinating to see all those ships that drowned back in the day, and there's a whole lot of history about that. I'll give you a link in the description box where you can find out about the history of these ships. The cruise stays over the ships for about 10 minutes, where you can see the shipwreckage under the water very clearly, and the guide will tell you all about it. But after those 10 minutes, they take you to Flowerpot Island, which is almost... Oh, and that was the Blue Heron Cruises. They are the other cruise company. And after which, they'll take you to Flowerpot Island, which is almost, I believe, 15 minutes. And after this part of the journey, the cruise does take up some speed, a lot of speed actually, and it is a beautiful, gorgeous view of the water and the islands all around it. We were really lucky that the sun was out that day and we had such a beautiful day for ourselves to enjoy this beautiful island. But make sure when you're going there it's not too cold, because otherwise the water is so cold and you will be freezing out there. As you get closer to the islands, you'll first see the houses that were allotted to the lighthouse keeper and their families. These are now a museum and a private property. After the houses, you'll see the lighthouse, which was used to help guide ships traveling through Georgian Bay and decrease the amount of shipwrecks within the region. It's time to talk about the Flowerpot Island itself. So this island is one of Canada's most fascinating natural attractions. Flowerpot Island is famous for its natural sea stacks. So this right here is the first one, the small pot, and this one is the bigger flower pot that looks like an old man. You'll see a man with his eyes and his nose. So the cruise stays here for about 5-10 minutes and you can see the old man very clearly. So this is where you get dropped off and picked up from as well. I'll shut up now and you can enjoy the spectacular natural flower pots and the view of the Bruce Peninsula. On our way to the lighthouse on the Flowerpot Island. As I said, like to hike up there, I just want to give you some Interesting backdrop about the island. So, touring over the shining blue waters of Lake Huron are two massive pillars that resemble flower pots, cracked and shaped into two perfect flattened pots. The flower pots are allegedly the petrified bodies of two lovers, a la Romeo and Juliet, who were frozen in time by the island's little spirit. According to an old legend of the Ottawa and Chippewa people, two young people fell in love from the two warring tribes. Although they hid their love for a while, they eventually made a break from the shores and were quickly pursued by members of their tribes. In a desperate attempt to escape, the two lovers paddled toward Flowerpot Island and, in a violent crash, were petrified on the beach. As we hike up to see the caves, these caves were formed after the last ice age, approximately 12,000 years ago, when the glacial lake Algonquin completely covered Flowerpot Islands. As the lake levels fell in stages, the cliffs were exposed, the eroding effects of the lake for varying durations of time. As most visitors do, we started at Beachy Cove and then hiked up to the flower ponds. From there, it is a short hike to this historic light station and the houses of the lighthouse keepers. They used to be open for the public, but unfortunately, when we visited, they were closed, and I don't know the schedule for them. Unlike most visitors, we took the rugged and adventurous hike back to the island, which is a full loop which passes through rocky terrain and has steep stairs. Now we are heading back to the island, and this is some food we had when we were on our way back. Don't go to this restaurant, they add gratuities, which I did not like. Yeah. Hope you found this vlog interesting, and be sure to make your way back to my channel if you'd like some more. As the YouTubers say, please subscribe to my channel, share the video, have a happy new year.